Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Patchy fog this morning, then partly sunny this afternoon. We'll see highs around 35. Southwest winds at around 10 to 15. Increasing cloud cover tonight, a low falling off to around 23. Partly to mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. Northwest winds gusting over 20 with a high of around 30. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Hold up.
That's right. Welcome in. Another beautiful day here on the block. I'm Austin Norman. He's Eric Strickland. We got a special guest we'll introduce here in just a moment. But as always, On the Block brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let Charles and his crew fix you a plate. They're located at 27th and Pine Lake there in that little shopping center. Right on the corner. Easy to find, easy to stop into. Definitely get yourself a plate today. Plenty to talk about here on the block. We'll get into some NFL playoffs, some college football news and notes, and, of course, play the shootout with Strick here at the bottom of the hour. And Steve Sipple will join us at 3:30.
Oh, no, I might let Kenny play for me today. I might tag Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny. Introduce our guest, Strick.
Kenny Wilhite.
What's up,
National. Man? Hey, listen, you are nationally recognized, one of the top DBs that have been able to set the tone for what Nebraska was to be, how it was to function, and to win championships. You're a tremendous athlete, man. And not only that, the things you were able to do on the back end with some of these young recruits that we were able to get, unfortunately, the retainment part didn't have anything to do with you. You was able to help to get them on campus. Mm-hmm. The retainment's up to those other pieces in the staff to be able to keep them. But man, we're glad to have you. You're joining us on the block, but you are also got some things to share about joining the 93.7 The Ticket family.
Man, not yet. Rashawn he's still recording me. So
he's still
recruiting.
He's still trying to get you in. Yeah. But I know that but that's part of the recruitment process. Oh, yeah. And so how do you feel about, obviously you were in a different regime. Now rules come on, but you've got an opportunity to look at it from the outside in. What are some of your thoughts about what you're seeing, about what he said in his press conference, and then what you're seeing in some of the follow-up?
Well, I've only seen bits and pieces of his press conference, but so far it's been good. A lot of positive on the recruiting trail. What I do like is they're in the States. They're in the States. They're all over the state. That's something that has been missed, but they've been covering it, and I love that part of it.
That's what's up. Kenny, tell us, you had a chance to watch a lot of the playoffs this far. Yes. What has been your thoughts about this playoff, in particularly, especially over the past, being that, like, just for an example, the Cowboys, this rivalry has existed forever. The Cowboys and the 49ers rivalry, they had over 45 million viewers on that game. That is awesome. Austin, what was that? The second or third
The
best
second
all
most,
time?
yeah, 45.7 million. The second most behind the Packers Cowboys in 2017 or 18 at 48.5.
So growing up, I was a huge Cowboy fan.
Mhm.
My grandmother was a Cowboy fan.
Mm.
I'm talking about the Robert Newhouse, the Everson Walls,
Mhm.
Danny White,
Oh yeah,
Ted Too Tall Jones, Dwight Clark's catch.
yeah.
My brother and I, he was 2 years younger than me, we went in the back hallway and cried. I mean, just literally cried because they lost. So just to see the Cowboys and the 49ers at it again in the playoffs. Now, I watched Michael Irvin and
Emmett and Aikman.
and all those guys, but y'all watched Keyshawn Johnson and them boys on ESPN First Take this morning. It was hilarious. Now, Stephen A. Smith was giving them the business about the Cowboys.
As he always does.
Oh my goodness,
He goes in on
He
them.
goes in on them. Now, but as far as the playoff, the Final Four right now,
Yeah.
it's the 4 best teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
4 best teams by far in the NFL. So it's going to be interesting.
Tell me about the story that what I loved about this playoff is the storylines, where you would have like Herbert and Trevor Lawrence, their first time getting in there. So you're going to have a first time quarterback that's going to advance a little bit further into the playoffs after what they had endured and gone through, and the headaches and the mistakes and the issues that they've had in whatever their respective organizations were. Then you have Brock Purdy, who is the most forgotten person. Like you thought Brady, it couldn't have gotten no worse than Brady, but there you have Brock Purdy, the absolute last of the last. Everybody looked over you, forgot about you, and yet you're leading this team to the championship. You're seeing all of these different storylines. What's your thought about the way
That's no surprise about Purdy. If you
Yeah.
watched him play at Iowa State, he was a really good football player.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got them catapulted to what they've been doing recently. So, but he's a football player. He's a student of the game. Fortunately, we had his brother Purdy on our team at the University of Nebraska. So, you know, you got to hear a lot about that. But Mr. Irrelevant, and now it's very relevant.
Well, so now even as you approach this next phase of the championship phase, now you're going to have another rematch, another storyline where you have Jalen Hurts, who obviously transferred from Alabama to Oklahoma, and they played regular, and they had one of the best games in the 2019 season, where it came down to where the Sooners were able to pull that game out like a rabbit at the last minute, 42-41. And win that game. So here's another story.
I'm sure Purdy's looking forward to that rematch. Now it's for a bigger stage now. So
yeah,
he'll be fine.
That's what's up. Kenny Wilhite joining us, Nebraska Husker legend in the DB room. Tremendous recruiting, work that he has done here at Nebraska as well. Still here. He's on the block with us today. Austin, you had a few things that you had on the agenda for us to potentially discuss. Tell us about it.
All sorts of stuff. So we'll get into the conference championship storylines. And Kenny, you've been around college players, for a long time. You're one yourself in high school players. NIL and transfer portal. How does that play in a locker room? We'll get into that next segment as well. And then athlete fan interaction strike. This is something we were going to get to with the whole Shannon Sharp debacle.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So there'll be thoughts on that. But as we look at these NFL conference championship games, you mentioned that storyline with Hurts and Purdy in the rematch. The bigger one to me, though, is the fact that Patrick Mahomes hasn't beat the Bengals with Joe Burrow at quarterback.
Yep.
How is that possible? I mean, Joe Burrow's a good quarterback. Cincinnati's a good team, but when you think of the Chiefs, that unstoppable offensive juggernaut, and they can't get over the hump of the Bengals. And it was at home last year. What's up with that?
You take that one first.
You want me to take that one?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like the Bulls couldn't get past Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You would think that the Bengals wouldn't be able to get past the Chiefs. For some reason, they have the Chiefs number. It's hard to beat a team 4 times in a row, 3 times.
Three times,
Three times right now. 4.
So,
yep.
And even with a hobble Mahomes, you got to have Cincinnati as a favorite.
Right.
You have to.
Yeah, because they've done it.
They've done it.
Even though they're on the road, they proved they could do it last year.
Yes.
What I would say I found interesting about this game was the weather. When the weather kicked off, I said, "Ooh, watch out. This could actually be a benefit more to the Bengals than to the Bills, and it showed early on. You saw Mixon gashing. I think they averaged almost 10 yards per play in those first couple drives. Had it not been for them making a little comeback and getting that touchdown, I think before the half ended, kind of kept it in range. But Joe Burrow looked phenomenal. He looked like he was finding it was nothing missing. And another thing that people miss is you have two number ones.
Yes.
You have Higgins and Chase. So you don't have just your typical one 1-2 combination. You have two ones.
Yes.
And they were able to exploit that along with the run game and Mixon. And the frustration between Diggs and Allen was something that I said, ooh, that's not going to be good. I don't know how much that's gonna be good. Hopefully they can work that out. You don't want to ever have that type of interaction.
To me, you're going to have that. You're going to have that. But as men, you address it as men, and if you're really passionate about what you're doing, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll be fine.
The other difference to me that was striking in that game is just how much Josh Allen put the ball at risk. He looks more physically talented than Joe Burrow is. Not to say Joe Burrow isn't. He's got the arm talent. He's accurate. He's poised. He can run a little bit. But we think of Josh Allen as this built in the lab, just freak.
His name's Alien. They call him an alien. So
right. So you're a DB. Do you prefer playing against the guys that can take the roof off the stadium, throw it that far deep, but might give you a chance on the ball? Or do you rather play against someone who's physically limited, in quotes, I guess, like Burrow?
With me, I accepted the challenge on guys that can throw the ball. Because now you're gonna have more opportunities of getting your hands on the ball. You know what I mean? So it didn't matter. It didn't matter to me. But both of them are really good talented quarterbacks. They're good leaders. One thing about Burrows is he's been behind. He's been battling. He has to prove himself. He has to prove himself.
Yeah.
So I think he has something to prove. I think he's gonna come out guns blazing, and their defense is playing really, really good right now.
Absolutely.
Cincinnati's defense is playing really
absolutely well. In weather, I think if you have second and third string guys on the line, the benefit of not only knowing the count, you could tell they got them, I think, in a couple of instances where they had delay. They worked on something that was able to kind of just throw the Bills off. It was like it was a lift. Everybody has the guard looking back, and then the guard puts his hand out, and the center drops his head, and they go. But they had some kind of a delay count on that, and they were just everywhere off the time, and they had like multiple silent counts that were tremendous. And in weather, those advantages for a team that's really going to try to be downhill, kind of keep you off balance a little bit, not allowing you to get your speed and what you do well coming off the ball on the defensive side. It was a benefit to the Bengals in that game.
Oh yeah, you look for that on film. When Bill Bush took over as a defensive coordinator in Nebraska, he found a couple of teams that had that. When that center head goes down, that quarterback hands come up, it snaps. There is no hut. It's automatically snapped.
Mm-hmm.
When that quarterback hands comes up, it's snapped. So you want that as to your advantage,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure that's what they found.
Yeah, absolutely, good stuff.
The other aspect of it too is if you look at the Bills, they've had the number one, and number 2 defenses the last 3 years have fallen short. Is that on Josh Allen? Is there more in there for him to do, or is that on the defense? I mean, they gave up 27 points in the snow. The offense only scored 10, which is the bigger deal for Buffalo moving forward.
I think, Kenny, I really do think that's something to put the onus on the offense. I mean, if they think about it, right? For example, let's not even look at this game. I just want to look at the 49ers. Look at Micah Parsons, how he went, the way he said it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna ship. I'm gonna let you address the question. But that situation where you're able to contain Christian McCaffrey, kind of hold down Deebo Samuels, and yet you still take an L, that's tough, because then you got to put the onus on probably the offense, right? You've done pretty much your job at that point, but it's tough. I don't know what you think as a player.
It's a team sport.
Okay.
It's a team sport.
Sure.
I'm going back to the black shirt defense, Charlie McBride.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't score, you win. You don't worry about what their offense did. You don't. If they don't score, you win.
Mm-hmm. Period.
regardless of what the offense does, if they don't score, you win. When we got a turnover, when our offense turned the ball over in our red zone, Charlie McBride, hold him, keep him out of the end zone. That was our main focus. We didn't worry about offense turning the ball over in the red zone.
Would you say that's different for between football and basketball? Because you can play great defense in basketball, hold teams to a certain extent, but you've got to freaking score.
You got to score. That's different.
So there's a difference.
It's different.
Okay.
Football, you there's a lot of shutouts.
Right.
If you hold the opposing team to 0 points, you should win.
Question with that.
Strick, we got to hold. We do have to hit the emergency alert system.
Okay.
But then when we come back, we'll keep the conversation going.
I got something for you.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
Hey guys, this is Lindsay Teal from Nebraska Golf Team. Imagine golfing the best courses in the world. St. Pebble Beach, Southern Hills, the best of the best. You can play those courses and more without ever leaving the city of Lincoln at Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle has the city's best golf simulators, 5 high-quality bays that track ball speed, launch angle, club speed, spin rate, and more to give you the most accurate gameplay. Check it out for yourself year-round. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
People first than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. More. American Senior Benefits.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC fabrication and sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media black of all sorts. ESC is great attention to detail. They stick to deadline and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air. When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at 435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Chances are you've tried fruitcake before. Chances are it looked pretty weird. Lots of colors that don't really exist in nature. Chances are it tasted weird. Chances are you need to try fruitcake again. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. None of that weird stuff you didn't like, just real fruit, premium nuts, and the delicious flavor combination of brandy, bourbon, and rum to meld all that together. See for yourself. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group, Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Segment 2 here, hour 1 of On the Block on a beautiful Tuesday. It is Tuesday, yeah. I had to double check myself for a second there. I'm all mixed up. I'm all confused. What's not confusing is how awesome it is to have Mr. Kenny Wilhite in studio, black shirt himself. Kenny, great to have you along for the ride. Thanks for being here.
Having me.
Absolutely. Strick, I didn't mean to cut you off last segment. Please continue the conversation.
No, so one of the areas when I think about the scoring part of the game, is it disheartening for defense? I know it's prideful for defense to be able to have and hold that mentality. Is it a depth issue or is it a conditioning issue that you need to maintain a certain level just in case, or because you have an offense that just is not able to move the chains? Because you got to think about how many times you're going to be out on that field. Possessions mean something. Time of possessions mean something. And being out on that field for a certain amount of time, chasing, running deep routes, running curl, all these different things you're running. What is the most significant thing that you need on the defense if you're going to have to be the team that shuts it down and locks it down all the time?
You're going to have depth. For
Depth
sure.
is a key.
Depth is
so that's why Georgia's success is okay.
Success is good. Talent.
Okay.
And then sometimes you can be hitting on all cylinders, and as an offense, you know what they're going to do. Some offenses get stalemate, and then they start pressing.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what they're going to do. You have to have a running game that'll set up your passing game.
So on the defense, you basically have to keep them behind the chains.
You have to.
So you don't want. Okay.
Second and long.
Yeah.
Third and long. But if you can win first down, you're good.
Okay.
Percentages against in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
If you can win first down. If there's this 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, that's 50-50. So if you keep them behind the chains on first down, you have a better chance.
Yeah. That was it. That was what I wanted to know, because it's hard out there. I know just from a basketball perspective, and I think this is why it's so important and why I, as a player, harped on my teammates about discipline and putting bodies on guys and finding anybody so we can secure. I don't like playing defense for freaking 25 minutes or 25 seconds, 30 seconds, and then you get an extra rebound and you got to go for another. I don't like it. I want to get the rock, and I'm trying to put it in on the other end. I'm tired of having to go. So I get mad. I get frustrated if we don't secure rebounds. I think that's an important part. So that's why I look at it from and I wanted to ask that.
Yep.
On a football perspective.
There's no shot clock in football. Obviously, there's a play clock, but you can get out of there in 35 seconds would have been the shot clock at that point. Can't do that in football. You got to stay on there until you man up and stop them yourself.
Yeah, that is the key, but that's the frustration that comes with me, because I'm telling you, I would be mean mugging people. And look, I played football too, so I understood like formations and what teams were trying to do, and I was just able to kind of see, okay, what they got. That's what I loved about football, just being able to kind of look at all the different nuances, the sequences, and kind of what they're trying, what route patterns are available here. Okay, who's their kind of guy that they would be looking to in this situation? What's the down and distance? Okay, maybe a counter is coming here. What is the line? I'm looking at all these different things, and I love that part of it. But God darn it, when guys just can't see it the way I see it, and then all of a sudden they gash us or something like that, or somebody's not in the gap that they were supposed to be in. Ooh, that's frustrating to me.
That's the most frustrating part. If you're supposed to be in that gap,
yeah,
or he's supposed to be in that gap, and he's not in that gap, and you get gashed,
yeah,
that's the most frustrating part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like a car. If you unplug one spark plug, what's going to happen? That car is not going to run.
Yeah.
So all 11 of you guys, or all 5 of you guys, basketball, have to be working on the same page.
Who handles situations outside of the linebacker when you get into the DB area of making sure you don't have a bunch of broken like coverage situations? If you're in a cover 2, or you're in an over under, or you're in a 3, or whatever, who is making sure that everybody's on the same page out there?
Well, the Mike linebacker or the safety.
Okay.
The Mike linebacker sets the front, and the safety makes the coverage. So coverages are predicated on personnel and alignment. So like you said, in the cover 2, you have 2 half safeties. That corner knows there's a help over the top.
Mm-hmm.
If that safety's not in the middle or in that half of the field, and he lets that receiver down the sideline,
yeah,
that's frustrating.
Death.
Yeah,
okay,
that's death.
That's frustrating because there's nothing you can
do.
Right.
You know that safety's supposed to be over the top, and you let that guy go, and you look back, and that safety's not there. Then, oof.
The guys you played with, were they good communicators, great communicators? Just kind of get through it, make sure you get the call, and that's that. What was the communication like on the field? Like when you have those moments of, oh crap, where am I supposed to go? What are they in? We see in the same thing.
Tyrone Bird and Steve Carmer were the safeties when I played. They were very, very smart, and they were great communicators.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell, like me and T Bird had lunch. I went to Colorado right before I went to Dallas,
mm-hmm.
and me and T Bird had lunch, and we talked about it. I'm like, man, you taught me how to be a defensive back at the University of Nebraska. You taught me how to be a black shirt. But first and foremost, you taught me the defense. If I didn't know something, I looked to you and you told me where to go.
Right.
So that was a major plus for me, was Tyrone Bird and Steve Carmer. So the safeties set the coverage.
Gotcha.
So you have to have smart safeties.
So Bird and then Mentor and
Mike,
those guys. Those guys were guys
smart.
that were
They were smart.
Just smart.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Veland, Mike Brown. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
How did those guys make your life easier? And did you ever have to, go the flip side, cover for them?
Well, T-Bird always said I stole a couple of his interceptions. I said, if you had more hops, then you'd be all right. No, for me, knowing that I had guys up front, the front 7, makes your life easy.
You had some front 7s that
Travis
you had
Hill,
Kroll.
Travis Hill, rest in peace. Travis Hill, David White, Trev Alves was a young guy.
Oh yeah.
Dante Jones.
Kroll. Was Kroll with you?
Kroll was 90.
Oh, he was 90.
He was 90. That was my redshirt year.
Okay.
But the next year you had Travis Hill, David White,
Oof.
Trev Alberts, Dante Jones, Dwayne Harris.
Oof. Always a crew. Always. We used to be DNU.
DNU. Or
running back.
Or outside back.
Or outside backer.
But they would rush it in the passer.
God.
So you people post highlights of things on Twitter, and you see Trev and Travis meeting at the quarterback against Colorado. I'm like, that made my life easy.
How frustrated is it for you knowing that you were in an era where the black shirts were real? Like when they showed up, like teams knew, oh, it's gonna be in for one. How frustrating is it when you're there watching, and then because one of the things I loved about the black shirts back in that day is if it was one there, it was 5 or 6 there. It wasn't just one. It was everybody and their mama chasing, guys backtracking, guys merging, and just flying to the ball like a pack of rats to some cheese. How frustrating is that to see that one guy's on the ball and next thing you know, it's a super gash. It ain't just a regular 10-yarder. It's 15, 30, 40 yards. These big gashes.
We talk about it a lot. I think it's too commercialized now. Black shirts. I think you got people saying black shirts that shouldn't be black shirts,
Mm-hmm.
or shouldn't even be talking black shirts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was something that was earned. I got here in 90. I was a quarterback receiver on the scout team. December, they asked me to switch to defensive back, right?
Yeah.
Tyrone Leggett, Curtis Cotton were the starting corners. They lost Bruce Pickens, Tahan Lewis, John Crippen, Rob Hicks the year before.
Bruce Pickens is a name. That's
Yes.
okay. Go ahead.
So they brought me over. They said, with my speed and quickness, I can probably start. Well, Tyrone and Curtis were seniors.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my first year playing defensive back since high school.
Yeah.
You know, first game interception, second game interception, third game interception. Well, I knew going into that season, second series of every game, I was going in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If we started in dime or nickel, I was on the
Yeah.
field.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't get my black shirt.
Ooh.
I didn't get my black shirt till the third game.
And you was balling.
And I was balling.
Wow. I love it.
But I had to earn it.
I love it.
Now, it's like Oprah. You get a car, you get a car. Or M&M's, you know, what flavor you want.
Right.
Even though you come in as a freshman and you play a little bit your freshman year, you don't deserve a black shirt to start your sophomore year. You still have to earn
that. Mm-hmm.
They're giving it to them.
Yeah.
That's what was been frustrating to me. Jason Peter, who was a volunteer assistant, he and I talked about it all the time. You know, it's like a participation trophy.
That's what I was just about to say. I hate it, but go ahead.
It's like a participation.
Yeah. No, first 2, 3, baby, step up your game.
Yeah. So that's the part about it I did not like.
Yeah.
One is too commercialized. 2, we don't want to hurt people's feelings. You know,
because you got to kind of coddle kids, some kids now, because it's a coddle generation.
It is.
It really is,
It
man.
really is.
It's like it kills me. When I was coaching, I used to, these guys were all these stars. You got all these stars and stuff, and I'm like, but you haven't done nothing. I'm like, what have you done, my boy? You just showed up and you just think you deserve it. This guy's busting your head every freaking time you show up on the court. You think you should start? Man, get out of here with that foolishness. Man, I almost listen. If you're a young listener on here, guard your ears, because I almost went in on. I'm talking about one of the players. Like, coach had to hold me back. I'm like, you little.
I'm
you
the
better
same
get
way.
up out this gym.
I'm the same
Bush.
way. I'm the same way. This is a coddled generation.
Coddled generation.
Very coddled. But you get guys saying, I did this, I did that in high school. You're not in high school anymore.
You're up a level.
You're up a level.
Yeah.
And you're in the Big Ten. So you're up a level.
Right.
So what you did in high school doesn't matter. If you're not doing it now, then if you got a guy that's outperforming you, but you did that in high school, you need to look yourself in the mirror.
Because what you did in high school got you here. What you do in college keeps you here, right?
That's why you've seen a lot of guys transfer out.
Yeah. And it seems like a lot of guys don't want smoke.
They don't want it.
They don't want smoke. Like when we came in, when we was coming in, like, even though I didn't start, I'm like, I'm gonna give you this work. I'm gonna find my way on the court. For some reason, I'm gonna get there. So I'm gonna compete. I ain't gonna run away. But there's a difference.
There's a different generation. I mean, a lot of guys nowadays are more, they're more athletic than we were back then.
Mm-hmm.
We thought we were athletic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being honest.
Be honest.
We thought we were athletic.
Mm-hmm.
These guys these days are way more athletic. They're bigger. You got the guys
better
like
technology, better everything.
I didn't go anywhere to I couldn't afford it, but go to all these camps and train and stuff like that. So, but they don't want to work for it. Right. You still have to earn it.
Yeah.
You still have to earn it. Whether it's whatever you do in life, you have to earn it. So I always tell them, listen here, son, you wouldn't have made it in our days. You wouldn't have.
Even though you're more athletic,
even though
you're more talented,
you don't work hard. You don't work hard.
Yeah.
So when I came in 90, there was 2 walk-on guys in front of me. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more athletic. I can run faster, jump higher. But they did it the way, if he wanted you to step with your left foot, you step with your left foot. I'm just going out there just using my athletic ability.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a step behind. So I'm looking, I had to go home, look myself in the mirror, like, what am I doing wrong?
Mm-hmm.
So I took it upon myself. I'm going against the black shirt defense. There was 4 guys drafted in the top 3 rounds that year in 90.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on the offense side of the ball. I made a point to go at them every day.
Right.
It made me better.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm a competitor. I'm a competing. We pitching pennies. I want to beat you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm a competitor. I don't care if you Bruce Pickens. Let's go.
Yeah.
Even when we played Strickland in basketball, we wanted to get a
They
hold
wanted
of
to get me.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, it's just a competitive nature.
Competitive nature. So.
It's no different than, like, for me, knowing that I don't shoot as well as Reggie Miller, but I'm gonna challenge you in a shooting game because that's gonna make me better. You know, I would every day after practice, I'd shoot with Hubert Davis, or I'd shoot with Reggie Miller, or I'd shoot with Michael Redd, guys that can stroke the ball, so that way if I come up short, I'm still better than than most people. So yeah, that's just kind of the mentality that we had.
But this guy here, we tried to get him on the football field. He did not take the bait.
I was close. I came out there a couple days.
He came out there a couple days. It was so. What year did you get to Nebraska?
92.
92. So that was my senior year.
Okay.
Him and Woolridge. Athletic is all get out. I said, if this dude came to the football field, he was like, nah.
You know, T.O. loved his two-sport athletes.
Where
T.O. loved his two-sport athletes.
I know.
Could have been one.
Where would I? Where based on what you knew, where would I have played?
Honestly,
yeah.
I thought you could have made a hell of a safety.
My man, that's
hold on.
See, people don't get that. People don't see that. That's what I've been trying to tell them. That's what I probably would have been.
He would have made a hell of a safety. Now he could have been a really good receiver too, but we didn't throw the ball. But with his freak athletic ability, he would have made a hell of a safety. And what we were doing back then, he could
laid the wood on some fools.
That's what I saw.
Outside backer,
like safety, like Farley,
rushing the pass,
right? Or that Jamel, you know, or that rover position that Toby used to play. Yeah, that's where I saw myself. Yeah. But
Strick, I'm hearing regret. You want to go back and do it again? You want to play? I hear it.
He made the right decision.
But Kenny,
less wear and tear on his body.
Before we go on the break, I tell the story. Seldom told it, but funny. I didn't have. Also, I don't think I told you, but I'll tell you real quick before we go to break and do shootout with Strick. I had no playbook. We're going to just regular practices before you get into the spring. I think it's like kind of it's pre-spring type of practice stuff. Got my uniform good. I go out there, everything's kosher. They literally put me on the first team as a wingback, and they threw the ball more that day than they probably threw all season in that one little practice. I ran more routes than I probably ever would have ran if I would have played on the offensive side. And so that day it was Coach Brown and linebacker coach Samuels. Coach Samuels was fighting over like, we gonna use it was the funniest thing. That one couple practices I ended up going to, and I just didn't come back after that. But it was basketball was in my heart, unfortunately.
Basketball and baseball, less wear and tear. He made it.
Sure. Don't worry, we will keep this conversation going in hour two. Coming up next, though, we do have the shootout with Strick, NFL championship game or conference championship game history.
Ooh.
Hope you're ready, Strick.
Oh gosh,
hope you're right. You win this.
Kenny's going.
You got this.
You're doing this, Strick. You're not getting out of this. You're not getting out.
It's a coddle generation. I'm trying to get out of it.
Yeah, come on, Strick. You just shouting these people down, and here you are. So 402-464-565 or 5685 number 2, the Honda of Lincoln hotline if you want to play the shootout, or drop a question for Strick or Kenny as well. We'll get that answered in hour 2. Coming up next, though, we got the shootout.
Chances are you've tried fruitcake before. Chances are it looked pretty weird. Lots of colors that don't really exist in nature. Chances are it tasted weird. Chances are you need to try fruitcake again. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. None of that weird you didn't like, just real fruit, premium nuts, and the delicious flavor combination of brandy, bourbon, and rum to meld all that together. See for yourself, Beatrice Bakery on BeatriceBakery.com. Come to our world of yum.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can put ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
This is Megan Whitaker from the golf team. If you've put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor It's perfect for every level of golfer, with everything from casual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Are you tired of the same old entertainment options? How about something that's truly fun for both kids and adults? Nebraska Knockerball, the new place to go for your private and corporate parties. Step inside one of their inflatable spears and let out stress in a healthy form of exercise. Or try the human foosball, foot darts, yard pong, giant beer pong, Basketball Connect 4, and much more. Nebraska Knockerball, specializing in physical, engaging fun. Call Nebraska Knockerball today at 402-460-8724 to learn more or book a reservation now.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that, options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
45 55 55. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding, select get time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
You were almost home when suddenly you find yourself battling off the germs that cause sore throats. Luckily, you've been training for this moment by staying up to date on vaccinations, washing your hands, disinfecting surfaces at home, and avoiding touching your face. And thanks to the great tips at catchgoodhealth.org, you're on your way to being the very best at staying well. Don't let the Pikachu damage your health this cold and flu season. Instead, catchgoodhealth.org.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Patchy fog this morning, then partly sunny this afternoon. We'll see highs around 35. Southwest winds at around 10 to 15. Increasing cloud cover tonight, a low falling off to around 23. Partly to mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. Northwest winds gusting over 20 with a high of around 30. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC fabrication and sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial. ESC provides custom aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC is great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-99.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now. 464-5685 to take your shot against Eric Strickland with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game.
That's right. Another day, another chance to play the shootout with Strick. 402-464-5685. Number 2, the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Also, the starter Heyman text line again, 402-464-5685. Any questions you have for Strick or for Kenny Wilhite, please get those in either on Twitter, do it there, or on those the text line or the hotline as well. Well, we are just about ready to play the shootout. We go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline. We welcome in Dave to compete against Strick today. Dave, are you with us?
I am.
Excellent. Have you played the game before? Do you need a refresher on the rules?
Well, it's been a long time since you switched the time.
Aha. So you have played before?
Yeah.
Excellent. So in that case, we will not go back over the rules. Strick, are you ready?
Let's go.
All right. Shootout begins here in 3, 2, and once I pull the document up, and 1. They were last season's number 1 seed in the AFC. Kansas City or Tennessee?
Kansas City.
Nope, Tennessee. He was the leading receiver in last year's NFC Championship game. Debo Samuel, Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
Yep, he was the leading rusher in last year's AFC Championship game. Joe Mixon, Jerick McKinnon.
McKinnon.
Nope, it was Mixon. He threw for the most yards in last year's championship round. Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford.
Burrow.
Nope, it was Stafford. He made the game-winning kick for the Bengals.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Maher.
2.
It is not Brett Maher. It was rookie sensation Evan McPherson had himself a heck of a postseason.
I didn't watch it like that.
1 point, Strick. 1 point. That's what you got on the board.
I wanted to give Dave some chicken.
All right, Dave. Yep, Dave, you need 1 to tie. You need 2 to win. Are you ready for your round of the shootout?
I told you I wanted to tag.
All right, round 2 of the shootout with Dave here starts in 3, 2, and 1. They were last season's number 1 seed in the NFC. Green Bay or Los Angeles?
Green Bay.
Yep, they had the most total yards in last year's championship round. Cincinnati or Los Angeles?
Los Angeles.
Yep, they had the fewest total yards in last year's championship round. San Francisco or Kansas City?
San Francisco.
Yep, he had the highest quarterback rating in last year's championship round. Matt Stafford or Patrick Mahomes?
10.
Matt Stafford.
Yep, he made the game-winning kick for the Rams.
6, 5.
Oh,
4,
boy.
3,
Can't even think of their kicker.
1.
Drawing a blank.
Boom, shakalaka.
That's all right, Dave. You didn't need it because you win. Final score, Dave 4, Strick 1. Dave, congratulations on your win.
I appreciate it.
Yep, hang on the line, and Rico will get your information so you get your $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Tough one, Strick.
Right, yep. Came up a little short today, but that's okay. We got Kenny Wilhite in the building, so we good.
That's true. That's all we need. What more do we need? We'll get back to the conversation with Kenny after the top of the hour. We'll talk some college football news and some Cowboys stuff. How much is Dak Prescott to blame for the Cowboys' failings? How much of it is front office? Was it fair to put Zeke at center? We'll get into all of those questions and more as we roll along here with On the Block, hour 2 after this.
Joint pain can affect your quality of life and even be debilitating. Perhaps you've had trouble walking or even performing activities as simple as sitting down, standing up for years. Thanks to QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics can assist with all types of pain in the knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints, whether due to an underlying chronic condition or a recent or even former accident or sports injury. Call QC Kinetics in Lincoln today at 402-205-4270 or go to qckinetics.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays, 89 cents.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, Nick Sadert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you've put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor golf simulators. It's perfect for every level of golfer, with everything casual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Sports Complex on West O Street.
Are you tired of the same old entertainment options? How about something that's truly fun for both kids and adults? Nebraska Knockerball, the new place to go for your private and corporate parties. Step inside one of their inflatable spears, a healthy form of exercise. Or try their human foosball, foot darts, yard pong, giant beer pong, basketball Connect 4, and much more. Nebraska Knockerball, specializing in physical, engaging fun. Call Nebraska Knockerball today at 402-460-8724 to learn more or book a reservation now.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 3-7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
Shouldn't the landscape around your house reflect the architecture as well as the interior? Whether it's new construction or breathing life into an outdated landscape, teams at Tailored Landscapes, Tailored Lights, and Tailored Light combine as your local source for outdoor living. Schedule a meeting with one of our designers who listen during our consultation to do a timeless, sustainable, photo shoot worthy landscape. Call us at 402-432-2572. Find us on any social media or at www.tailoredlandscapes.com, because when you find one company, you find the benefit of 3.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for 3. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block. Drake and Austin. Hold up.
Strick and Austin and Kenny Wilhite in the building. Excited to have him along. I'm Austin. He's Strick. Kenny with us as well. Glad you're along with us here for hour 2 of On the Block here on a beautiful Tuesday here in Lincoln. Hour 2 of On the Block, every hour of the show brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. You can let Charles and his crew feed you today, tomorrow, pretty much every day. You can go there, mix it up, get something different every time. Don't do what I do. I stick with the brisket. I stick with the mac and cheese. I got to branch out. Everyone tells me to branch out. I haven't done it yet. I'm not bold enough to.
I'm going to have to bring it in here one day. I'm going to bring it in here one day and just drop it on you like it's hot in the block.
The mac and cheese?
Oh, my gosh.
Fire.
The yams.
I love the mac and cheese.
Oh, my gosh. Catfish.
Oh.
Spaghetti.
Yes.
I mean, it's whatever you want over there, my boy. Like, for real.
You haven't had
I'm going to bring it in here.
I've had it before, but I just stick with what I know.
He sticks what he knows.
What'd you get?
Just the brisket and the mac and cheese.
I'm going to get him
what
a
I
branch.
know.
I'm going to just drop it on
You
him
never
like
had
it's
the
hot.
catfish there?
I've
Ooh.
not, no.
Oh.
Yes.
I should?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll
Even the
make sure I can
meatloaf is
start.
good.
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
You can make meatloaf good.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
Mm.
I'd like
Anyway,
to hear.
talk to me.
Absolutely. On the Sartor Heyman text line, Bill and Bennett says, should have let Kenny play for you, Strick. Here's the thing, Bill.
I tried to.
We don't allow that.
Kenny was the
That was Strick.
Kenny, no. Kenny was the coddle generation in here. He didn't want the smoke. He ran. He ran from it, Bill and Bennett. I tried to give it to him. But, hey, I appreciate you rooting for me. You're my guy, man. We love you, Bill and Bennett. Thank you for tapping in on the text line.
One thing about me, I know my role. I ain't stepping on nobody's toes. It says strict.
Oh, man.
We need more guys like that to know their
needed
role,
a tag.
right?
Yeah.
When I knew what it was going to be, I said, oh, shoot. I don't know how I'm going to do in this one. But good for Dave. Dave got the stricken, man. He's good.
He did. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Sartor Heyman text line. If you have anything you want to pick Strick's brain about or Kenny's brain about, that's where we're going right now. NFL playoffs. Kenny, you told us you're a Cowboys fan, so we got to go there.
No. I used to be a Cowboys fan.
You used to be a Cowboys fan. Sorry, my bad. You used to be a Cowboys fan.
I don't have a team now.
Okay.
I just like players.
Yeah.
Regardless, you're a football guy.
Yep.
You know the game. Why in the world would Zeke Elliott ever be put at center? That's probably his last snap with the team. And they run that man out to get bulldozed.
That's getting too fancy. I mean, if I'm a D lineman, I see Ezekiel line up at center, I'm going to tee off on him. That's exactly what they did. And if I'm Zeke, you're not going to put me at center.
Right.
No.
Well, if I'm Dak, I'm saying, man, my guy is blocked for me, covered for me, protected me in every way. I'm protecting him right now. No, we're not doing this.
Not doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who's that on? Is that on the OC, the head coach?
The OC.
Does Dak have any responsibility to say, hey, what are we doing? You're not putting my best weapon at center? I feel like there's multiple people that got to take some heat for that.
Yes. OC, head coach, and then Dak.
Jerry Jones?
Nah, he's in the box. He wasn't on the field. He wasn't on the field at that moment. Not yet.
But it's Jerry. We can pile on a little bit, right?
Yep.
Can't we?
Yep.
Who we get to?
We can throw it out there a little bit. But listen, though, we were having a little discussion, Kenny, on the crossover with the happy hour crew. Rico, obviously, you got a chance to talk to Bellevue's midget, Rico. I'm glad he's not here.
Best athlete in Bellevue West history.
He said, but he came in and said he's the best. I'm the number 2 best athlete in Bellevue behind him. So I had to tell him the midget extraordinaire. But anyway, we're having a discussion. It got we got into it a little bit because I think me and Austin were just looking at it from a little bit different perspective. I'm not going to tell you what that perspective is, but we're going to ask you. It's been thrown out there that the Jets may be looking to pick up Aaron Rodgers for just 2 first-round picks. What say you as far as that particular move from a football perspective? Do you think it makes sense? Do you think it's a little bit too much? Do you think, what are your actual thoughts behind that move for the Jets to give up 2 first-rounders?
2 first-rounders.
One this year, this upcoming draft, and one the next year following. And then break it down. Give us the depth behind it because you've kind of worked in, kind of the acquisition of players and putting it together. So I'd love to hear your deep.
That's kind of tough. I mean, it's like Brady going to Tampa, but there was talent in Tampa.
Right.
If Aaron goes to the Jets. Look at Russell. He went from Seattle to Denver. There's no talent in Denver. He had talent in Seattle. Aaron is a guy that's up age, so he's older.
That's what we were saying.
And making more than even Russ is.
Making more
50
than Russ.
stacks.
50. So if I'm Aaron, I'm going to sit down. I'm either going to stay in Green Bay.
Stay where you at.
Or I'm going to go sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you look at Tom Brady. Again, he goes to Tampa and wins the Super Bowl. But look what happened now. There's less talent around him and injuries, and you know what I mean. So that's a lot for the Jets to give up. I mean, you
tell us why, because see, I think that's what a lot of the listeners are not quite understanding. As it sounded like Nick Sainert was getting some pushback. Some others were Rico was really challenging on that. And one of the things that one of the perspectives I was coming from, Kenny, I was saying, when you just look at it, that's a lot of capital.
Yes.
You're looking at 10 years of capital potential that you can have at a cheap price, right? That you can do other things with, and you can either shore up, add to, build up other areas of your team. And yes, it's tough to find a quarterback out there. There's not many that are out there, but I can tell you this. Jimmy Garoppolo could be somebody that could just run that team, manage that team. He's not going to hit you in your pocket, and he can get you there because he's done it before, right?
And he won't cost you 2 first.
And he's not going to cost you 2 first. So I'm saying there's a couple of guys out there that I think can manage a situation, even if they wanted to just make an adjustment. Okay, you don't like Zach, you don't like what they've got in their room, you want to make. But I'm saying that's a lot of capital, and we looked at it that those who have won Super Bowls, the only one that's close to breaking that mold is Mahomes, that has actually secured their bag and have now been able to do. But then it cost him Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
But look what he did with Kelsey.
Yep.
But Kelsey is like blown. I was saying before the season started, watch Kelsey's numbers either go down, and I have to give him claps because I'm like, golly, he broke what I thought was going to be a disastrous year for him. But what say you as far as that makeup of how it can get done?
You threw out a name, Garoppolo.
Yeah.
You can get it from cheaper. You're not giving up 2 first rounders. I mean, you're giving up 2 first rounders. You're giving up the house.
Facts. Next 2 years.
The next 2 years, you're not going to have money to put talent around them.
Right.
So now you just Aaron Rodgers' last 2 years, you that's on your book.
If that.
So
you don't know if you're getting them. So you're giving up 10 years for possibly 2. I just don't think the math makes mathing.
Makes no sense.
You know what I mean? The math ain't mathing in that sequence for me, right?
I'm gonna throw a name out there.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna keep that in my pocket.
You gonna hold on to that?
I'm gonna hold on to that one.
Okay.
Hold on
when
to
you're
that.
ready to
When I'm
release it, we ready. Okay.
But no, I just think 2 first rounders is just ridiculous.
We look at it that way, the price of, the 10 years for 2, like you're saying. But the other thing that would worry me is the Jets were the 6th youngest roster in football last year, had like 11 players on rookie deals or first-year players, and only 3 players over 30. Aaron Rodgers plus the circus that is New York media.
Yes.
How could that possibly be good for that locker room in the culture that Robert Saleh wants to build? You can see the foundation this year. The Jets weren't great, but they were much improved.
Yes.
They have pieces in place. And if they were just a quarterback away from a Super Bowl, okay, you bite the bullet for a couple of years, think you can get over the hump.
Wait. Texter 9061 threw something out there. Aaron Rodgers to the Cowboys, Super Bowl winner. Packers straight across the trade for Dak. Can't go straight across because the money don't math, but it's close. It can get done.
On break, did I not? I did say that.
You did. That could work.
I said
now.
That
I can see it. I can see Jerry Jones doing that.
I said that on break. Aaron Rodgers to the Cowboys.
Ooh,
talent.
It's there. Defense. Ooh.
I
can see. That's a market that's used to that headache.
That's a market
and that can handle it.
That can handle it.
I can see it. Now that's one I can see. Texter 9061. Yes. Way to throw that one out into the blockosphere and let that thing marinate a little bit. That did hit a little bit different for Stricky.
So here's the math on that too. Aaron Rodgers making about $50 million a year. Dak's making 40.
Right.
If you get rid of Zeke Elliott, there's $11 million off the payroll, still like $4 or $5 million in dead money. And the 40 with Dak, you trade that out. That's basically the 50 you have for Aaron Rodgers right there. Is that the math? Is it that simple?
But if I'm Aaron, I may take a pay cut.
We do a restructure. We do a restructure
Do a
with the
restructure
potential
with
to
the
get ahead.
to win. If you're a winner, if you want to win,
but see,
he's already got money.
Yeah, but see, that's where I think his ego sometimes kills him, because I'm saying this here. So I'm hearing you. This is what kind of gives me pause. He had a chance to keep Devontae. He would have had to do a restructure and not take so much. He was like, "Bump Devontae, I'm getting this paper and I'm hitting this peyote. I'm going to do the ayahuasca with the 50 stacks, and you just have to go get it where you get it." That's what scares me about his willingness to do. He might do it. No, on the eve of his going out, he might want to do that. But would Brady be willing to do it? Ooh,
Brady, where he going?
Would he be willing? Does it work? I actually see Brady going to the Raiders. That's just my thought out there. I can see Brady going to the Raiders because they're going to move Derek Carr. Devontae Adams, that thing would look really nice with him on a matchup. I don't think Brady's done. I think his ego is smitten right now. I think he's going to want to redeem himself. And the only place I really can see it happening is possibly the Raiders. And I don't see the Jets. There might be one other team that I don't see the 49ers, because I think they're going to stay cheap and keep building. You stay with Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy's working for you, stay with him and just keep building and filling holes. That's the way I would say it.
What you gonna do with the guy you just drafted?
You do Trey Lance?
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, that's the thing.
Bye.
They're in a good spot because they have two rookie quarterbacks or guys on rookie deals that they believe
keep him, but back up.
Whether or not Trey Lance is good, I think it's less the point, other than the 49ers believe in him. They traded up to get him.
Yeah.
They have two of those young guys on that contract. I think they still give Trey Lance that shot. You don't give up that much and just bench him. But you feel good with Purdy as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way he was expecting to play this year.
No.
There's no way. And as a competitor, you're not just happy with, I got my shot. Okay, I'm back to the third string next year.
Garoppolo has value. Move Garoppolo and secure some value. That's what I would do.
Here's on the text line, Dave said, would Aaron Rodgers want to play for Mike McCarthy again? How long does Mike McCarthy have in Dallas?
Ooh, talk to me.
We talked about that too.
Yeah.
If the two coordinators go, he may go.
He might be out of there because that's a restart.
That's a restart.
Right.
If the two coordinators get head jobs, he may be out of there.
Another texter says, how about Vegas for Rodgers? Trade him straight up for Devontae. Again, the math doesn't work.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
And does Devontae want to go back to Green Bay without Aaron Rodgers?
Right.
And
I don't see that.
And does he want Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay if Aaron Rodgers would restructure his deal for him?
That part.
Right.
See, there's a lot of things out there. So we talk about that, and I think some of the things that Rico was throwing out is that, you just don't know if you're going to get what you're going to get out of a first rounder. No, you really don't. But at the same time, you don't know what you're going to get, because let's be real. Aaron Rodgers hasn't won the big one in a long time. So now you're thinking money. You're thinking you don't know when he's going to bounce on you, when he's going to start feeling himself and want to go ayahuasca hunting again, or whatever the situation is. You just don't know. And I think it's too risky to risk 10 years of potential growth of what you're trying to do and trying to build and risk it for that. I just don't see it. That's just my thought.
You're in the locker room. The quarterback's going to be the highest paid guy on the team for the most part. You look at what Dak Prescott's done and not done, what Aaron Rodgers has done and not done. How does that money and what those guys act like, on the field, how they play, but also in the locker room, what's that dynamic like? If you feel like it's, the narrative from the media is quarterback's letting us down. Dak Prescott fell short again. The Cowboys even tweeted that out.
I know.
It was, Dak had 2 turnovers and a 1-score loss under that effect. How does that play in the locker room? If you're the quarterback, how do you handle it? If you're the rest of the team, how do you handle it?
Well, you got to take ownership of it. I mean, if you turn it over twice, you got to take ownership of it. I mean, but again, like I said, it's a team sport. It's a team sport. But a lot of it's going to fall on the quarterback because he's the highest paid player on the team.
Mm-hmm.
If the offense isn't clicking, it's going
It's
to be the quarterback.
Zeke or Pollard.
Ooh. So as a running back in the NFL, you're 3 to 4 years tops. I think.
So they went overboard with what they gave him, that 90.
I wouldn't say that. I'm a Zeke fan because he's from St. Louis.
Okay.
I'm happy for Zeke.
I'm happy for him too. I just think running back running back pay sometimes.
Yeah.
Because they've got 6-7 rounders right now that are balling.
Yeah.
Guys that are getting it in.
Yeah. So they was talking about it earlier. I mean, Zeke's good for first 3-4 yards, but he hasn't broke a long one in a long time. The wear and tear on his body is catching up to him.
Yeah, it just seems like the holes. Obviously, holes hit for a second, and if you ain't hitting when they hit, they close up very quickly.
Yeah.
And it just seems like Pollard's quicker to the holes, and that's why he's able to kind of get in there and navigate a little bit differently.
But it's a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't.
Well, his pass pro is phenomenal. Zeke's pass pro in protection is phenomenal.
So I wouldn't just let him go right now.
Well, that's $11 million to the cap. That's the problem. So that's the decision. That's the business about football that sometimes we just really may not get on the back end of watching things. That's why I was so intrigued by the Rams and what they were able to accomplish in keeping all those guys together with the way that they were structuring deals. It's just like a freaking like what is it, 3-car Monty, the way that you're trying to navigate some of these things. But yeah, that's the crazy thing about it, man. But Nyla says, I love Rodgers, but he's a liability. Nyla on the text line, Hunter, the Sutter Heyman text line. Rodgers, I love him. He's a liability for any other team. He might as well stay in Green Bay. Let's see. Texter Breezy Scott says, Strick, find a home for Cousins. My Vikes need a new QB badly. That is the greatest roller coaster ride of emotions that you've got to be on if you're a Vikings fan dealing with Kirk Cousins. Is that not true?
Man, I feel sorry for Kirk.
Man,
there's talent there now.
Yes,
there's talent.
Justin Jefferson, my boy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's crazy what's going on up there. Let's see, text line. The unnamed texter says, how long a window of opportunity for running backs to sign a big deal? Good question to you, Kenny. How long is a window of opportunity for a running back to sign a good deal?
Well, in his third year, if he's being very productive, that's his window.
Yeah.
Year 5 and 6, the wear and tear. I mean, you got guys, Frank Gore.
He's an anomaly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
That's
happen. Rare.
That's very rare.
Yeah.
Very, very rare. So
what type of running back in the league right now could be like Gore? Because I thought maybe Fournette could have been, but he's not it. So like who has that? Because Gore is an anomaly. He's like a bowling ball, but then he's got shiftiness and he's been able to evade a lot of the typical type of hits, but if he wants to give it to you, he can. Who do you think out there right now kind of fits his mold?
Derrick Henry with his size.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. With his size, he can possibly maintain that for a long time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And his out of season.
Somebody said that.
Derrick Henry.
Will Henry, Tater says, will Henry be a Gore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his size and his athletic ability, he could be one.
Okay.
Jeremy throws out Mike Holtz as an option for Aaron Rodgers. Here's my response to that, Jeremy. No. Stop it. No. Please no. Heck no. Absolutely not. No. Never.
You don't want him with the Colts?
No, I do not.
Do they have a head coach yet?
They do not have a head coach yet. They're not hiring one until February.
Is that what he said?
They still have like 2 or 3 more interviews left to do, and that's just the first round.
Oh,
it's ugly.
Don't do it.
Very ugly.
Yeah, they don't have much Andrew Luck up there.
No.
Very unlucky, if you
very
know.
unlucky.
Unlucky.
Or Manny.
Or that.
Right.
We do have an interesting quarterback kind of shuffle here. Mask Texter says Cousins to Tampa Bay, Aaron Rodgers to Dallas, Dak to Minnesota, and Brady to Vegas. Cousins in Tampa would be interesting. There's not as much talent there.
No.
I'd be curious to see that, though.
It's a lot of shuffling.
Yeah, a lot of shuffling to be done. Unfortunately, listen, this is some great stuff. But man, we gotta take a break. We could go on. You guys on the text line are awesome. We continuously thank you guys for tapping in regularly and giving us great feedback there. Also throwing out some great questions. Sutter Heyman text line is always open to you. Honda Lincoln hotline as well. If you're able to chime in on a particular subject and get your word in, you can do so there at 402-464-5685 at all times. We're going to take a break, and we'll have Steve Sipple of Early Break joining us on the next segment. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more, probably some Nebraska stuff, a little bit about what's to come, some expectations that are out there. If there's some things, some holes that need to be filled, maybe Steve Sipple will have an answer on it. We'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. You're on the block. Peace.
Shouldn't the landscape around your house reflect the architecture as well as the interior? Updated landscape, let the Tailored Landscapes, Tailored Lights, and Tailored Life combine as your local source for outdoor living. Schedule a meeting with one of our designers who listen during our consultations and combine your preferences, plus our experience to give you a timeless, sustainable, photo shoot-worthy landscape. Call us at 402-432-2572. Find us on any social media or at www.tailoredlandscapes.com, because when you find one company, you find the benefit of three.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best for every golfer, with everything games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetics Complex on West Oak Street.
Like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock, or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more, or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. Hopcat is your pregame headquarters for basketball and volleyball all season long. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Patchy fog this morning, then partly sunny this afternoon. We'll see highs around 35. Southwest winds at around 10 to 15. Increasing cloud cover tonight, a low falling off to around 23. Partly to mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. Northwest winds gusting over 20 with a high of around 30. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great. We're
definitely coming back.
For sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish. And don't sleep on their sides, shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate.
What happens when students come to school every day on time and ready to learn? They improve academically, become more responsible, manage their time well, and learn the value of education. Whether your child is starting preschool or preparing to graduate, family support and a great attitude towards education is important. Help your child come to school every day ready to learn. Make this the best school year yet.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rolling right along here, hour 2 of On the Block. We're going to get right into it with our guest on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, Steve Sipple, covering the Huskers for On 3.
Shut up, Sipple!
Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, you are loud and clear. And Sip, as we get going here, we've got a special guest in studio. We've got Kenny Wilhite. Drop us your favorite Kenny Wilhite story here to lead us off.
I don't have any great Kenny Wilhite stories, except he's one of the nicer gentlemen I've ever been around over there. And he was a hell of a player. I think Kenny's about Kenny, how old are you?
52.
Gosh, yeah, we're in the same.
You look 42.
So I remember. Young guys around here don't remember Kenny as a player. I remember Kenny's a very good player.
Like a little bowling ball out there. Just he's like a little he was a little
more than a little bowling.
He looked like if he squatted in front of you, Sip, he looked like, man, you are gonna run around. If you try to go near me, I'm putting you on your back. That's how he looked to me when he was in his pads.
I think it's great to have Kenny around that building, though. I'll tell you that.
Appreciate that, Sip. I need you on the racquetball court.
Ooh, challenge.
That's it. That's it. I learned the phrase. One time I asked Kenny how he did on the racquetball court. He said, "I said, you get beat." He said, "No, I'm not taking any L's." And from that point on, I always would say that to other people. I'm not taking any L's.
Better boy.
You've carried that mentality over with you to early break in the mornings and never taken any L's on John Sipple, right?
I take some L's. I believe me, I take some L's. I just don't admit to it very often.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You win every time. Just ask anyone who listens.
You probably win more than me, Sip. I'll be taking L's over here, but I'm too. I want to just go just take these L's though. I'm gonna jump back up and fight. I ain't gonna sit on.
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
Sip, as we talk some Husker football here, we're up to 37 signees recently, just brought in this year by Matt Rule and his staff. That's a lot. Hitting 40 or even close to that number is basically unprecedented. What does that tell you about Matt Rule and his coaching staff's vision for this program in the future, and also, basing that off of where it was last season?
Yeah, I don't know how to assess his vision. I mean, there's a couple things that come to mind. I mean, clearly when he said they don't mind being the first to offer a kid, we've seen that.
Got one out to an 8th grader today.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And you saw it with, the 2 kids from Arlington Martin. I was really struck by that tight end. He didn't play football as a junior, nor did the receiver, by the way, that just committed. So they'll go out on a limb for kids, like the receiver from Omaha West Side or the receiver from Bay City, Texas. Those are all lightly recruited guys that, you look at it and go, wow, they offered him. The running back from New Jersey, same way. So there's definitely that. I don't know it's an interesting, what's the most interesting conversation, Austin, to me is like Jake this morning on early break. His big thing was, man, can you make it work in 2023 when you flip the roster like this? See, I took Jake. I don't see a roster flip here, in that there's a lot of players back. You're not really flipping. You're sure not flipping a starting lineup on defense. I mean, you've got 10 guys back with 11 guys back with starting experience, if you count Javin Wright, who started one game. But you got a bunch of guys that played a lot. You have 7 offensive linemen who have started. You have a returning starter at quarterback, a returning starter at running back. So all these people that keep saying they're flipping the roster, I guess in a way they are, but it's not like they're flipping the lineup. They have a lot back. So I don't know. It's gotta be kind of interesting going forward what it looks like. And the other thing to keep in mind is bringing in aren't guys that are going to play right away. I don't think. I mean, obviously, when you bring in guys from the transfer portal, those guys, by and large, got to play. But as far as the freshmen go, I don't know how many of those guys are even going to play.
Follow question with the text line 3712, Eric from Lincoln. And it was kind of a question that I had also. What do they do since they have gone over their scholarship limit? Like, how does that manage? And Kenny, afterwards, we might get into that with you on kind of what kind of would be the system on how they would go about doing that to start to shrink those numbers back. But we'll deal with that when we get to the next segment. But yeah, what do you think about that, Sip? Being that it seems to me that this is an Allen Iverson type of situation. Shoot your shot. You go out there and shoot your shot at all that's out there and all that's willing, and then you don't make any shots that you don't shoot. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, it does. As far as that number being, we're talking about an 85 scholarship limit, and I don't know exactly where they're at. It must be 97 in that range. It's high, and yeah, there's got to be some natural attrition, and a lot of that will take care of itself. There'll be guys in the spring where it's clear to them that they're really not part of the picture. I mean, there'll be conversations like that. There'll be medical situations, and then there'll just be guys that go in the portal. It is a little higher than you probably want, but my experience over many years is I can't tell you how many times over the years what are they going to do? And they're I'm always I get a kick out of the conversation, kind of like, come on, well, right now there's a coach that's making about $74 million that probably has a pretty good plan, So kind of a long way of saying I never worry about it. That is never a story that even, it's just, I don't know. There'll be some guys that matriculate, and that'll be it.
Let's shift over to the basketball team. Northwestern will be coming in tomorrow. Beat up, banged up Nebraska team pretty much throughout the year. A lot of injuries, a lot of players missing at different times. Now they find that they're going to lose probably their best defender in Emmanuel Bandemil for the rest of the season with a knee injury. What is your hopes for Nebraska with the rest of the schedule that doesn't get any easier? And what do you think they can glean from this or learn out of this process that would hopefully make them better as they finish this season?
Well, Denham Dawson and Jamarcus Lawrence, you're going to learn. You're starting to learn a lot about those two guys right away, and most of it's pretty good. They got to shoot free throws better, but You're going to learn a lot about those guys. I mean, it's a tough situation for Fred. They're 3-6. They're 3-6 in the league, 10-10 overall. How many more games can they win? With Gary and Bandamel, if you had your full complement of players, I think this team looked like they could get to 8 or 9 wins in the league. I mean, that would be, come on, that's serious progress. Now, how do you adjust? How do you adjust your expectation? Everybody's got to do that. That's a subjective question. I don't know. I mean, I thought about it last night. 3-6 now in the league. I think they do pretty well to get 4 more wins. It's interesting though, because I don't see them losing a lot of lopsided games. And they'll lose a few, but I don't think the season will go off the track. I don't sense that from this team. This team has good chemistry, connectivity, as Fred likes to say. It's a pretty tough-minded team. Now, what you wonder is a lot of that came from Gary and Bandamel, and I mean, I imagine those guys will still be around, and that can help. But there's some guys like Derek Walker and Greasel, probably the main two, that really have to stay tough now, because you're in the Big Ten schedule is unrelenting,
tough and consistent. Consistent,
physical and mentally. So we'll see. I don't know. I just know this. You got to cut Fred slack now. When you lose 2 of your best 4, you got to. If you're assessing whether he should be back or not, if you're in that mode, then I think you have to adjust your expectations in a fair manner.
Yeah, for the rest of the season, also for next season, because you're going to be relying on some of those younger guys like Dawson, like Lawrence, and like Breidenbach. This is something that we've thrown about a couple different times here, Sip, is Rutgers the model for Nebraska basketball moving forward? And then if that's the model, is Fred Hoiberg the right guy to do it? I think we all respect Fred and his basketball acumen. We can, respect the humility it took to make the change to a defensive-minded team. But if you're going to be Rutgers, 2-point Rutgers South, I suppose, is Fred a guy you trust to continue to make those changes?
Well, again, that's a tough question. I tend to think so, but I'm like a lot of people, I guess. I mean, come on. He's 12-55 in the Big Ten. You're going to have reservations, right? I mean, if you don't, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I know I always lean on that Big Ten record, but the record it's hard to throw all your confidence behind Fred when he's 12-55 in a Big Ten. Okay. It's just, I like his demeanor. I have no doubt that he knows the game. I know. And I've talked to guys who've coached with him. He prepares his guys at a super high level. The team's well prepared all the time, but you got to get it out of them. You can prepare a team really well, but if they don't execute, that's partly on you too. The free throw matter is perplexing. I mean, Fred was an 85% free throw shooter in the NBA, and his teams, 3 of his 4 teams now, this is his 4th team. This is the 3rd one that will be, probably shoot below 65%. How do you explain that? I don't know. I mean, he knows how to teach it, but it's kind of like the game plan conversation. He clearly knows how to teach it, but it doesn't carry over for some reason. So, yeah, I have some reservations, but I've probably seen enough that if they can win 4 or 5 more games, and I don't know, I don't like to put a win to a lot. I guess he's done enough this year that there's enough progress from what I've seen to this point where I'd be inclined to, give him a shot to be Rutgers Southwest or however you want to define it.
What's Trev Albert's role in this? What's the messaging? Because we know that he and Fred Hoiberg are going to be talking. We know that they had a meeting after the season. Fred Hoiberg said he would make some changes, and he did. Put yourself in Trev Albert's shoes. What's your message to Fred Hoiberg for the rest of the season, and then as you get into meeting with him after the season?
Well, I'll tell you what his role is. I mean, he makes the call on this. I mean, it's it's not a negotiation. As far as, I don't know, the different athletic directors handle it differently. I just think Trev's probably got to be in assessment mode. He meets with Fred regularly, and I got to think those are very frank discussions. Fred should generally know where he stands. I think. I mean, I hope. But yeah, I mean, it's tricky. I don't know how I'd approach it as an AD or how Trev will approach it. It's tricky because, well, I'll tell you why it's tricky. Because Fred, I think most of the fan base wants Fred to succeed. I do know there's frustration, and you're kind of just got to bet on the future. You know, you just kind of, with Fred right now, you're betting on that he can get it done when there really haven't been a lot of signs of it. So I don't know. Yeah, I think it could get pretty tense. And again, the Bandamill and Gary injuries kind of complicate the discussion. So I don't know. He's got to kind of see how the games go. But my expectation is this team will keep competing hard, get 4 wins, 5 wins, and Fred should be okay for next year.
There you have it. Steve Sipple of Early Break here on 93.7 The Ticket. You can also read his work at on3.com. Steve, appreciate you joining us every week as always, and we'll catch up with you next week here in the morning.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Again, Steve Sipple of Early Break here on 93.7 The Ticket. When we come back, we got the crossover. DP in the building. Jay Foreman hopefully made it back from Fremont all right. We hope to hear from him as well. We'll wrap up on the block after this.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. Eagle Golf is home to Lincoln Indoor Golf Simulators. Everything from casual games for the kids and of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Hey guys, Nick Sadert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
A new year means new goals and upgrading, but that doesn't only apply to health and fitness. Mullen Motors can get you into a new vehicle right now and get your 2023 started off the right way. They cleared off their 2022 inventory and have tons of new vehicles to choose from to make sure you get to where you need to be this year. Out with the old and in with the new. Stop by Mullen Motors today, just north of 48th and Lake.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish, and don't sleep on their sides, shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that happy. Mary Ellen's Soul, 27th and Pine. Let them fix you a plate.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one call, our amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
The place you call home should always be a place of comfort. Warm and cozy in winter, cool and relaxing in summer. If your home isn't delivering the comfort you expect, call Bryant. It's more than just hot and cold to them. It's about providing the best comfort solutions. And Bryant gives you a full 24-month test drive on your home comfort system. Get full details at BryantLincoln.com or call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential. Unbeatable customer service promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism. The Empire brand is growing with ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block for the final segment. It is the crossover. We have Kenny Wilhite in the building. He is a former Husker football legend as well from the cornerback position. And we have the great DP from Old School also in the building with Austin and I. Man, listen, it's coming down the pipe. There was something that happened, though, and I want to kind of dig into this because I woke up one morning and I happened to be watching Cedric Sabalas, who was my teammate with the Dallas Mavericks and still a longtime friend of mine. He's actually been on the block also. And I had heard about him talking about Shannon Sharpe, and he discussed how a comedian, an actor, a football player, a baseball player, soccer, it doesn't matter, whatever the platform, whatever the stage was, that a football player doesn't cross into a basketball player's realm and jump into their platform and just try to take over the scene. Vice versa, basketball player, if they was to try to jump into the football scene and run out there and take over the scene, there would be some consequences and repercussions. You know, similar to what happened with Terrell Owens when he ran out into the middle of the Cowboy, they were like, wait a minute, you're not doing that, my boy, in this building, right? That's a similar thing. So we don't go into each other's platforms and just say, yo, we here, we taking over, we're going to be the stage of take over the stage of whatever's going on out there. Okay, so that happened. Controversy, that stuff happens. You saw it with Spike Lee some, and you saw it a little bit. But still, even in Spike Lee, he never crossed the boundaries, right? And that seemed to have happened with this situation. And hearing Cedric talk about it had me to kind of look a little bit deeper into it. But let's get into it from a standpoint of why How do we deal with fan interaction? Because one of the greatest disappointments of fan interaction that overflowed was Malice in the Palace to me. How do we deal with fan interactions, and how do we make this situation better? Or is it just, a can of, toothpaste that's just been squeezed and you can't put it back in? Where do we go from here with dealing with that? He did make an apology. I will acknowledge that. On his show, he made an apology, but is it too far? Is it too much? Do you move people back? Where do we go from here? Which one of you guys want to engage it first?
I'll say this. The line is the line. The line is the line. And people need to act like adults, like grown-ups. Social media is giving people false presence and fake exposure, right? Shannon is different in a space that Shannon makes himself available to people. He's not one of these Crystal Palace folks who sit on high with a microphone in a show and then never engage. Shannon will go down and actually have that conversation with people and being accountable for it. A part of Stephen A's journey up was his accessibility to people. And then when he got on top, Stephen A stopped going in the locker room because the stuff that you said to sell tickets came back at you. I learned early, and John Thompson, God bless him, John Thompson said this to me, and I live it to this day. Don't say anything to anybody in a space that you wouldn't say in a dark closet with just two of you. If you can say it face to face, don't say it. And that simplifies it for me, because there are too many people that have fake protection, right? They've got that space that, hey, we need to look out for. Shannon's different. Shannon's one of them down south, real Geechee brothers, and he built different. He wired different. Look, he got the same DNA code, but it's slightly different.
Yeah.
So he's going to be accountable for it. But when it comes to fans, you're there to be a fan. You're there to watch the game. You're there to watch the game. Your job is not to. I sat beside before I got into media. I was DC kid, and when I first got my first sniff of money, I got season tickets, front row, as close as I could get to the Wizards. And this is back when it was still the Bullets. And the Bullets had the greatest heckler in all of pro basketball. His name was Robin Thicke. He was an attorney. And he would sit right behind the opposing team's bench, first row. And he was known that he would just stand and yell the whole time at the bench. You got a timeout. And there were some situations, right? But he was the first fan that I ever knew who got famous on being a loud fan. And I kept saying, this is going to be crazy. There were times when I got hit with water. I get hit with ice. Charles Barkley would throw stuff over. Kareem would throw stuff over his shoulder at the dude. It was all fun and games until somebody figured out to have hot coffee on the bench so you can get thicker. It's all fun and games. Oh, now we serious business. And the lawyer and him came out real quick. Like, oh, you was madman a minute ago. Now the line is the line. If you go to a game, yes, have your impact, say what you say, but be accountable for what you say. And that's always been it. That never changes. Like, I don't go down on the field and be yelling at people about what plays they call and plays that people make. No. That's
starting to happen a lot, DP, also in AAU and in other sports as well, where it's gotten just now you're seeing fisticuffs and people coming in and going to the car, and you're seeing a lot of this stuff happen now. It's changed a lot in the landscape of sports.
I can't imagine being Kenny, knowing what he knows, having done what he's done, and having somebody who's never done it be an expert yelling at him.
Like, did that ever happen?
Oh, it happens all the time.
Like, it's crazy.
The sad thing about it is it's parents. It's parents.
Mm-hmm.
Like we talked about it earlier. Don't live vicariously through your kid.
That's good.
Right? If you were an athlete growing up and you played, your time is over. Let your kid or your son or your daughter do it their way. Take their time. You sit back and you be a parent. There's no reason for you to yell at a coach or yell at an official.
Or get out there and coach. If you take your time, come on out here, have a seat on this bench, and put in that work. I mean,
well, that's the rule. Come to practice.
Yeah.
If you come to practice every day and you see what little Johnny does every day, you see him for the 20 hours that I see him, okay, you have a say-so. But I as a coach, even especially in high school, no matter where I was, the first meeting that I had was with the parents.
Yep.
That was the first meeting. Yep. And there are a lot of coaches
set the example, set the boundaries, all that right up top.
Listen, I'm a coach. You're the parent. I'm not coming to your house and sitting on the couch and coach you on parenting. Like, that's not my job.
Right.
Like, because I can sit on the couch, hey, Mom, that's not good food. Like, no, you need to do hey, Pop, what are you wait, watch. Like, shower, take a shower, dude. Like, hey, chill
Get
out.
off the couch.
Right, like this is your lane. Your lane is quite often coaches and what, no matter the level, you're left to clean up the mess that somebody else made.
Yes.
And that's problematic, but that's a part of the gig. I know that. But I will not have a parent that does not put in the time with that child in that space come across the line. Like, it would get it. Like, again, little Johnny not playing, ask little Johnny what he did Tuesday at practice. Better yet, I'll see you tomorrow at practice, and you can see what little Johnny does the whole practice long, so you know what he does, and we don't have to worry about it.
Station ID real quick. We'll come back to you, Kenny, on that.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
We talked about it earlier. You know, when I got here in 90, you had two guys in front of me that weren't as talented as I was. If I would have thought to pick up the phone and call my mom or my uncle who taught me how to play football to complain about me not playing, I wouldn't have no you-know-what left, because they either chew it out or my uncle kicked me in it. So I looked myself in the mirror and I had to fix myself. I didn't depend on my parent or somebody else to fight my fight for me. But that's what we're coming to. Parents are getting too involved. Parents and fans. Social media has made it really, really bad. They got a voice now.
Kenny, you think how funny that is? That in my head, the vision of me calling my father to talk about Tom Osborne, about the football decision making he's making, that's hilarious to me. Like, that is hilarious. Wait a minute. Really?
Yeah.
You that dude. And there are people who sit out and they get into that space. And you say to them all the time, look, I'm a member. Coaches make mistakes. Coaches, we like to say that we don't play favorites, but we do. We absolutely do. It's based on trust.
Trust
earned. Are they going to do the work? Are they going to show up? Are they going to be a teammate? Are they going to be in the right space at the right time?
How's their character off the field?
Right? Are they going to do all those things? Right? Because I've made a lot of decisions on, I can't trust this dude to be here in the 23rd hour because he's going to fail. And then I'm going to be in a game that matters, and I'm not going to have him. And so I coach from removing that 23rd hour panic and chaos. So whatever could cause me problems in those situations, that's what I coached the previous 22. Like, that's what you do. You coach so that you don't have the chaos. Everything else I can deal with. I have a plan for. It's the unplanned that gets you. And with a parent, I'll just give the look. And there's a look, and it's like, we've had this conversation. So how do you want this to happen? Because now, as I'm dealing with you, I'm not dealing with your child.
Yeah.
And I'm not dealing with everybody else's child.
Yeah. That's one of the things that's one of the things, DP, as to why I was a part of cerebrosports.com, is because what we were finding is there's a lot of kids and parents that they get caught in a silo, or they get so caught in a microcosm of what they're watching or observing in a game or in practice or whatever. They're so focused on their child and what their child is doing that they're not seeing the totality of what's going on around them, or they're not there enough to see it, right? And so what we tried to do is just provide numbers so that coaches like you or where it's like a report card that you're able to sit down with the parent, lay this out to them and say, this is their competition. This is who they're playing with. Here's where they sit. And you can look now, what are you going to do about that? How are you going to help him raise his level to get to where I can now use him effectively? how the team can use him or her to be the type of player we need them to be to win more games, so we can move up this
It's
this
the next
ladder.
book. It's
You know
the
what I
next
mean?
book for me, which is, and
Yeah.
it's the question: do I have your permission to tell you the truth?
Right.
Right, and that's the
Level.
level.
Yeah.
Because that's the GPS forever. Look, you coming to me with truth. You're asking me about how Tiffany's playing. Have you met Tiffany? Have you met your child? Right? Because this will be the same parent asking me to trust their child when they tell me I can't trust them at home to do their homework, or I can't trust them at home to eat the right thing. I can't trust them to get up to go to bed on time.
I can't trust him to go and make these 100 shots that
Right, here's real talk. Do you know your child?
Yeah.
And if you can answer me that, then we can have a real discussion. Because otherwise, when it comes to recruiting, you know what? I think my child's a D2.
Gotta be honest about yourself.
Okay, permission to be honest. She's JUCO.
Right.
Right now, she's JUCO because she got stuff to work on.
Right.
Doesn't mean that she doesn't have Division I talent. It doesn't mean that she doesn't have Division II academics. What it means is currently where she stands, she's doing D2 work. She's doing JUCO work.
Mm-hmm.
And the ability to be honest with parents, God bless college coaches, because it's a thing that you have to deal with at a whole nother level. Because then you get with check writers, you got to deal with boosters, you got to deal with, power brokers in the space. And the benefit of that and the curses of that are in the same conversation.
The one thing I've always prided myself on was being honest with. When I coached and when I took the role off the field was being honest, being upfront. Hopefully they respect you for that. So you bring your child in, like right now, I think your son or daughter is a FCS player, can be a Division I player. Being if there's their sophomore year or their junior year, right? Here's other things they need to work on. They can't play in Nebraska, not right now. Okay, so I had this conversation with a kid and his parent. I was like, listen, right now there's 20 players at that position. If I tried to get your son here as a walk-on, he'd never play.
It'd be a disservice to him.
I'll be doing you that's that exact word I told him. I'll be doing you a disservice to your son by having him come here and never seeing the field. So my thinking was go JUCO or go Division II, play, get some film, and you can always move up. Some of them don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear it.
Yeah. But that's the vicariousness sometimes that you envision, you see more than what is actually the performance of the child.
Yeah. So if I think you can play at Nebraska, I'm going to recruit you like you can play at Nebraska. Say, hey, I think you can help us after your freshman year. Get in the weight room, get acclimated, get stronger. You can help us on special.
Your body of work will determine
and that's what I try
your
to
levels of success.
Your resume is what you do on Friday nights and between those white lines. Nothing you put on social media can help you. Nothing your mom and dad can say can help you. Your resume is what you do on Friday nights in between those white lines. And if it's basketball player, in between those black lines, what you do.
We would laugh because as a coach, especially in Texas, where money rules, right? And you say to them, don't let your father write a check that you're behind King. And literally, we mean that. Don't have your parent ask you to be a walk-on because he can write tuition at the University of Texas and put you in a dogfight with some real 5-star, 4-star monsters. And you're going to go out there and get your feelings hurt and you'll be broken. Don't do that. Go JUCO, build up, prepare yourself. 2 years of maturity, emotional maturity, academic maturity, physical maturity, all those things. Go do that and then have the conversation about whether you can go up and play. It's too much.
Wow. Great stuff. Great breakdown. Kenny Wilhite, are you going to join us again tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
You going to come back and hang with the block?
Come back and be with you.
My man, DP and the old school crew. Jay is in the building. They will be joining as soon as we come off this next break. We had a great segment today, Austin. It was a wonderful time on the block. Great stuff. Great conversation. I did not win. I did not win. Terrible.
You tried to get Kenny to play for him too.
I did.
Can't be having that.
I tried to tag. I tried to tag, but he didn't want no smoke.
I know my role.
That's all good. Sutter Heyman text line. We always thank you guys. You guys are always great as well on the stream. 2 to 4 every day on the block. We are here. Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You can always find us. But we got to get out of here right now. Old School will be coming in right after this. We're out of here. Peace on the block. 93.7 Ticket.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art,